20 state attorneys general just threatened legal action against the Biden administration if Biden's Department of Homeland Security, the DHS, doesn't disband its newly created Disinformation Governance Board faster than the great detective Sherlock Holmes might have uttered, "The game's afoot, Watson." But one need not be a sleuth of Holmes's caliber to recognize some troubling patterns in Washington and among its hive of Constitution-shirking payoff recipients, and to wonder why people weren't alarmed long ago about agencies like the Department of Homeland Security and a lot more. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC TV, and here's the story. Dan Freeth reports for Reclaim the Net that Virginia's AG Jason Miyares and 19 other attorneys general sent a letter to Alejandro Mayorkas, the Homeland Security Secretary, demanding the dissolution of the newly announced Orwellian Disinformation Governance Board. Freeth and Reclaim the Net obtained the letter, offered a link to it, and covered many of the central points, foremost among them being the AG's fear that this new DHS creation will have a chilling effect on free speech. Quote, "This is an unacceptable and downright alarming encroachment on every citizen's right to express his or her opinions, engage in political debate, and disagree with the government," the attorneys general wrote. And Freeth went on to recall something important along with the current controversy. Quote, "The Republicans are taking issue with the timing of the new board, as it comes after it was revealed that the White House was flagging posts on behalf of social media platforms. Additionally, it comes just after Tesla CEO Elon Musk, a self-described free speech absolutist, made a bid for Twitter." End quote. And for those of us who have been hit so hard and so often and so swiftly by political attacks on everything from our ability to travel unmolested to being free from government surveillance, that particular reference to the White House flagging posts might need some amplification to jog our memories. Here, Freeth refers to last year's revelation that the Bidenistas were monitoring Facebook posts about COVID-19, flagging the ones they didn't like, and sending the information to Facebook officials to gag said users. Because leftists, of course, really love free speech. Evidently, that kind of unscrupulous behavior wasn't enough for state-level lawyers to protest, and it's taken this new twist on Big Brother and the appearance of Big Sister Nina Jankowicz, the newly appointed head of the DHS Ministry of Truth. All of this coming just as Elon Musk indicates that his coming control of Twitter might possibly allow freer speech on that social media platform. Quote, "Suddenly, just as Elon Musk prepares to acquire Twitter with the stated purpose of correcting the platform's censorship of free speech, you announce the creation of the Disinformation Governance Board. As the Biden administration apparently loses a critical ally in its campaign to suppress speech it deems problematic, you have created a new government body to continue that work within the federal government," the letter says. And the AGs make a few other important points, one of which is actually more important than the other. The Republicans also expressed concern about the leader of the board, Nina Jankowicz, noting that she is often in error but never in doubt. Oh, well put. She claimed the Hunter Biden laptop story was Russian propaganda, a theory that has since been proven wrong. Well, it was proven wrong back then. The attorneys general argue the board is illegal because there is, quote, "no statutory authority," end quote, supporting its creation. But as I pointed out last week for MRC TV, and as Judge Andrew Napolitano powerfully observed, The character and error-fraught behavior of Ms. Ministry of Truth are not the key points, and neither is the claim that the AGs made about this ministry having no statutory authority. The point is that the Department of Homeland Security itself can claim no constitutional or moral authority, period. As Napolitano noted,
DHS was the brainchild of the Bush administration. Many of us argued against it at the time. I'm getting emails this morning from friends and colleagues, a lot of them former colleagues of mine at Fox, saying, "Hey, Judge, you were right. This is just outrageous." And the powers that the Republican Congress gave to the Republican President, George W. Bush, are now in the hands of a bunch of crazy lefties that are tugging Joe Biden to the left and running the Biden administration.
the powers granted to the federal government are few and clearly delineated, and to claim that the populace must abide by unconstitutional activities or statutes until they are struck down by politically appointed judges makes a mockery of both the founders and our own God-given moral primacy. Of course, the Constitution is not binding on anyone but those who swear oaths to uphold it. Those being the people in D.C., those attorneys general who don't care to be part of this move, and those who now suddenly are also outspoken about this new arm of the Leviathan. Those figures work for the states that are protesting, the ones in Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, and West Virginia. And, well, thank you for standing up, finally. And while their actions are partially laudable, one absolutely must ask where they have been, even as one wonders why the rest of the states aren't standing with them. Do their budgets depend so much on federal handouts that they'll remain silent about a toweringly immoral and unconstitutional federal police arm and only suddenly speak up, 20 of them, once an agency becomes so ludicrously oppressive that it creates a ministry of truth? Even the great Sherlock Holmes might not have a suitable answer to that question. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're watching on Rumble, thanks for finding us on Rumble. Remember, if you're on YouTube, head over to Rumble because they don't censor us there. You can find the whole team at MRCTV.org. That's MRCTV.org. And of course, you can find us on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter, and you can find MRC TV on Twitter as well. On Twitter, I'm at Gard Goldsmith, and on Gab, I'm at Gardner Goldsmith. Thanks so much for being kindred spirits. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.